All right, hello again, everybody. So this is going to be a bit of an experiment for me. I hope some of you are still kicking around after our small disappointment with. Thank you, Tikri. Yeah, so it's a little disappointing in terms of Book of Hours, but not like not devastating. We know it'll get fixed before too long. So what I'm going to do here is try the Outlast Trials. So obviously we did Outlast before. I've not tried this on. I have not tried this on broadcast yet, and I'm a little worried that my settings are actually gonna mess with the quality. But this is a nice little trial, as it were, to sort of make this all work. And see maybe if I can do this in the future. Now, there is one other worry that I have about this, and that is I have a reasonably good streak going, and I have a feeling that streaming is going to make this quite difficult. In fact, I've noticed that the hard version of some of these scenarios are like very difficult. So we're going to enter the Murkoff facility. So for those of you not familiar with this series, we played Outlast and Outlast Whistleblower. This is a horror game. Outlast is a horror game by the Red Barrels, a Montreal-based developer, former Ubisoft and EA employees. And there is an Outlast 3 in development right now, but they've made this co-op game, and it is surprisingly good. It's not surprising in the sense that... one thing I will just ask here, like if everything's sort of smooth and sort of looks like the way it should be, because the settings I've set this on are pretty high. And I'm a little worried that there may be some challenges in terms of the game capturing everything. So just let me know if there's like stutters or artifacting or something like that. But yeah, so this takes place prior to the events of Outlast. It's around 1959, so that would be a lot more like what happened in the Allen Memorial Institute. But when I say that it's surprisingly good, it's not that it's surprising that Red Barrels makes a good game. What's surprising to me is I did not think that Outlast would lend itself to a multiplayer experience. And what I think is really cool about the Outlast Trials is they've done a very good job of capturing the single-player experience in the game. Now, because it's Trials and because it's a co-op game, I do think some of what happened during our playthrough of Outlast is kind of true. That once you feel really confident with the game, you start acting in a very bold, very bold manner, and it sort of reduces some of the tension. But I will definitely say, like, as the difficulty ramps up, I've definitely felt quite tense in terms of preserving my, my results. So I definitely have a bit of a range in terms of how long it takes me to do certain trials. So some of them I've gotten down to like 20 minutes. Some of them took me like 90 minutes to do. One of the ones I'm thinking of doing actually is a bit of a struggle, I'll be honest. But yeah, in any case, I'll talk a little bit about how the game works overall. So you get your own little cell, which you can customize. There's an in-game currency that you can pick up. Obviously, I've decorated it in the most sensible manner for me as possible. Books everywhere. And I decided, we'll make it kind of like, grass and sky, and chose to put some posters up and all of that. Now, I'm pleasantly surprised at how well this game works in terms of being a single player game. So you don't have to play with 3 other people if you are not inclined. The basic premise is that you signed up for you basically signed up for something that was like it seemed like a job offer, let's say, and you've got this device that sort of bolted onto your head, and there's sort of this promise that if you get a certain number of release tokens, you can join the Reborn. If I try to do that now, incidentally, no luck. So you advance by going through the trials. There's the main goal of joining the Reborn. But as you progress, as you gain levels, you will gain tickets which you can use to either improve your gear, you can gain certain medical enhancements, or you can, there's sort of this shadowy figure in the background here who can give you very powerful upgrades.
Hi.
In this case, so there's like slippers. You can walk around on broken glass without making any noise, hide and breathe, and a hiding spot stamina recovery begins immediately.
Nervous kid.
Basically, there's sort of a progression system for your character, so you're not just doing sort of a handful of trials over and over again. Now, there is, by the way, I'm convinced that that's Dr. Wernicke in the middle there. So one thing I can do is I can try and do one of the easier encounters for me just to sort of show you what it's like, or I can try and give myself a real difficult experience at the start and do something that I haven't gotten yet. So, for instance, so there's like Kill the Snitch is the first one, and you can see that I've gotten an A+. This is what I was doing before stream, by the way. So I could try and do the exam, but the tricky part here is like this is the first version. The final one says increased traps, increased threat, limited intel, limited hotspots, unreliable doors, and limited items. So this is like, this thing takes some effort on my part. Obviously I got the A+, which is nice. This thing I have no idea what to expect. I expect it's going to be very, very difficult for me. Alternatively, I can try the slightly better version, or the slightly more well, I say slightly, it is actually quite difficult, version of Grind the Bad Apples. Now, I'll be honest, I actually found this one to be a bit of a grind, so to speak. And then this one is absolutely horrifying. But yeah, so I'm thinking probably what I can do is just show you what Kill the Snitch is like at the start. Or I could do the easy version of Grind the Bad Apples or something like that. But I don't know. Does anybody have any feelings one way or the other about this? I do just kind of want to jump into the game, so I'm slightly inclined to doing the easier version of Kill the Snitch just because I think it's kind of a fun one. And then I can try something a little bit tougher if we make good time on it. But anybody feel otherwise? Does anybody have this out of curiosity? Because I don't normally play co-op, but I'm not opposed to it. Actually, I do need to go to the bathroom, and it'd be better that I do that before I start the trial. So I'm going to take a quick second to get myself sorted out. There's like nobody here anymore. Yeah, I'm going to be back in just a quick second, but I would love some feedback in terms of what you'd like to see. And then I'll run ads to help with the pre-roll and stuff like that. But yeah, sorry, I don't mean to take you for granted there, Decree. But yeah, let me know what you like to see, especially if you're not familiar with this game. And then I'll be back for whatever horrors the game has to show us in a little bit. So see you all in about a minute. All right, thank you all for your patience. So I think in the absence of any strong feelings one way or the other, I'm going to do a quick run of Kill the Snitch just so you can get a feeling of what the game is like, and then I'm going to try one of the more difficult missions. And again, I'm partly trying to preserve my record here, but we'll start this. So again, it's I was a little I can't say that I was disinterested in Outlast Trials, but I wasn't entirely sure if it was for me because I basically think co-op games are discrimination against the lonely. But there was a good deal on, and I'm interested. By the way, this is like a super violent game, so just a heads up. There's a reason why I gave it the mature tag.
The exterminator. Only we can tell you what is true. There is a snitch inside the prison, preparing to testify against our truth. Kill the snitch, and we will let you out.
But yeah, like I said, I was actually really surprised by how well, even in the context of a co-op game, how well the Outlast experience translates to a game like this. So there's going to be a series of objectives that we need to do. There are some new mechanics that were added, so you have your option of sort of crouching and whatnot. You are also equipped with items. So I have the X-ray, and you don't normally start off with this, and you don't start off with it charged, but this is an ability that I have. So I can sort of get a read on where enemies are. So one of the things I do at the start is I just try to get myself some items that will be useful. I suspect the most useful for me is going to be the like the throwables. Man, it is so weird having everything kind of available. So there's still the night vision. Now again, in this case, the night vision's bolted to your head, so it's a little more permanent than the one that Miles is using. But now one of the reasons why I want to kind of keep this ability going, you're graded at the end, and you get penalties for bad actions, and you get rewards. So a bad action would be me walking on the broken glass. So we'll jump over that. A good action would be me, let's say, using one of these throwables to distract an enemy. So I found one way that you're able to get a good score would be to constantly use your items that have a cooldown. Now, this isn't great because this is actually going to make some noise. So, but I'm not really going to be able to get anywhere without this. So there is some randomness in terms of how these levels work. So that's a trap. There's another way of handling traps, but that's the way I wanted to handle it here. There's also mines. They apparently turn lethal later. Now, if I was doing co-op, we would actually potentially be able to hop over the edge here, but that isn't helpful for me right now. So as it says here, we need to get to the security room. It's not that hard for me to do, but I want to try and at least act like I'm properly playing this. You are limited to 3 items in your inventory. Plus your rig. You can't get rid of your rig. Not every door is open, by the way, so this is a good example. You'll also notice under my objectives it says posters collected, so I need to... there's a good example of something that isn't... So that heartbeat you hear means that there's an enemy in close proximity. That's caused by that sort of kind of snoring creature. Basically, those freak out if you make a bunch of noise around them. So generally you don't want to do that. I like the X-ray, by the way, because it lets me know it's not just visibility in terms of enemies, but it also lets me know where important items are. So for instance, I was able to detect a poster nearby. Now there should be an enemy in this area. Of course, one easy way to find an enemy is just to jump through.
Who's there? I just want help. Mother God. Who's that?
Oops. They found me. So, interestingly enough, I get penalized for running on that glass, but the fact that they detected me is not a big deal. Oh, I started recording my stream. That's no good.
Come on out. You dumb bunny.
I don't exactly need to see where they're going, but like I said, if I keep that thing on...
None of these truths are self-evident.
If I keep this thing on cooldown, it makes it that much easier for me to get the points.
You need punishing.
Another feature that I paid for this item, again, in-game currency, not the... Okay, so hearing the can sort of gives me an idea of where they are. Oops! Alright, that was a big screw up on my part. I definitely should have been paying attention to where I was going. But I do have an antidote. So that is a sanity mine. If your sanity goes sufficiently low, you start getting chased by the Skinner Man. I'll actually probably make some appearances if I don't find an antidote soon enough. So that's gonna be another... I don't need adrenaline. No, here we go. Actually, I didn't need to do that, but... Okay, so, I mean, even despite the fact this is like the easy mode, I'm already messing this up.
Discipline. All it takes.
But yeah, anyways, another reason why I want to keep this thing on cooldown if I can is it lets me... it actually recharges my battery. So in addition to helping me out in terms of my goals, and again, just I do tend to find being able to see around the area. I'm sorry, I really need to rebind. Kite, how you doing? If you want to jump in on this, I would be delighted to have you. Unfortunately, Book of Hours didn't work out, so I was just kind of showing people how Kill the Snitch works. I can definitely do this a lot more quickly, though. Anyways, you're just in time to meet your favorite character, Leland.
We got fucking
You don't want to get caught by that guy, by the way. Yeah, no worries, Kite. I wanted to make the offer. That was not an expectation. That was I mean, I'd be delighted to play with you. Don't get me wrong, but like that is definitely, I'm not going to feel hard done by if you've got other things to do. Usually when one shows up to a stream, it is to be entertained, not to be the entertainment. Oop.
Hey!
Oh crap.
When I come out now.
They're probably still going to be chasing me, but I get a little bit of darkness there. Anyways, I should let you all know, Kite is actually the only person I played this game multiplayer with. He is a lot of fun to play with because I keep messing things up. And he's quite good-natured about my screwing things up. So anyways, let's try and right this ship. First of all, I'm going to get myself a little more power. So that sound that you heard there was me getting detected, but they're not actually pursuing yet. And if it wasn't clear what happened, the officer kind of in control of this place, Leland, has shut off the power. I'm still looking for one more poster. And no, this is always helpful. Oh, damn it. I have a health recharge, so but that goes against my record.
We're here to keep you safe until you've absorbed enough to earn your freedom.
Yeah, as long as I don't take any extra damage, I'll get that recovered. So, anyways, we got to turn the generators on again. This shouldn't be too difficult, but then, like, this is something that I've done without too much difficulty, and I'm proceeding to, like, really mess up, so... Okay, so we've got a generator already. We're going to need to find some gas. I don't think... Oh yeah, I can tinker with this.
We gotta have order.
That could have gone badly.
Of course, you want an easy answer. Jews or the coloreds or the commies, and I'm happy to sell you whatever it is you want to buy. Law is...
So I can't turn this generator on until I... now this is a doctor who's going to chase me down. Oh no, he's way too close. So if this guy catches me, he's gonna give me a...
Here to spray for the roaches.
Gonna give me...
Won't know what your limits are until you've gone past them.
a lung full of that, that sanity destroying
Too much
stuff.
reality in these parts. I'm your doctor and your lawyer and your priest, baby. Screwed in 3 different ways.
Breathe. Taking you.
So one thing I'm looking for is gas, and then the second thing I'm looking for is the other generator. So I'll give this gas... I'll keep an eye on that gas, but I don't really want to be running by... Alright, we've got Leland coming back. Okay, that says danger generator room, so we're in good shape. technically no, Ray Beam. We're actually playing Book of Hours, but because Book of Hours is so different from this game, I decided that I was going to reset the stream. So I'm actually doing one of the easier trials right now. Still screwing it up because it's a stream, right? I'm just, so Leland's gonna show up and be pretty mad about.
I got honesty and integrity stamped on me. I'll show you. All right, turn the lights out. We right, young thing. We can get in.
So we'll just give him some time.
What happens to you in the dark is just gonna be between us.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that, Raybeam. Anyway, sorry, I didn't really shout out Kite all that well. Kite is a wonderful broadcaster that I've known almost the entire time I've been on Twitch. He is I cannot stress how nice he is as a person. But he's actually also a very entertaining broadcaster. Like, I think one of the things he's got a particular gift for is the ability to bring out the best in his co-casters. Which is a very difficult thing to, like, it's a difficult thing to appreciate until you have tried to broadcast with someone, who maybe is sort of struggling to be engaging. Like, there are definitely people who are better when you have a, oh, I screwed that up again. There are people who are definitely better when they're with someone, but if you are doing a broadcast like that and you don't realize that that's one of the people you're with, it can actually be quite draining to try and carry things along. And I'm really impressed at how Kite is able to do that seemingly without effort. Obviously, people who make things look easy, do put a lot of effort into what they do. But again, just a really interesting guy, somebody who's a lot of fun to hang out with. He's somebody I'm always happy to see inside of the broadcast as a broadcaster for myself. But he's somebody who I'm happy that I've been able to catch a few more of his broadcasts than I normally get to see lately. And in fact, I can tell you, I'm not going to say which specific ones, but there are going to be a few games that you'll see in before the end of the year, let's say, that are specifically me thinking, I'm pretty sure Kite's going to like this one. Okay, let's try and... So obviously that makes a lot of noise and attracts... So I could take that fuel, but I know we've already got some in that other room, so. Oh man, no, it's trust me, the pleasure is to be able to recommend Kite. Easily one of my favorite recommendations on this platform. He's also a maniac who doesn't want your money. He still is not signed up for the affiliate thing. And he doesn't have a... Ooh! Hi, Leland!
What are you going to do? Call the police?
This is around the time that you hear one of these... one of the doctors coming in, and then you just give up. Yeah, I don't know. I think Kite is an easy recommendation just based on the quality of his broadcast on its own. But I think one of the things I really need to stress about him is the fact that he is the type of broadcaster that actually brings out the best in the people that he's broadcasting with. And that, I can tell you from experience, is a rare... Like, it's something I wish I was better at. Okay, so again, we're probably going to trigger Leland doing this. So ideally I hit the green. There we go. Okay, now he's probably going to come and try and kill us. Looks like we're okay, actually. I'll make a run for it. But yeah, so there's some really specific qualities about Kite that make him somebody worth talking about. So I should note, you'll know how when I did Outlast the main game, I was running all over the place. If I do that here, I am going to get tired, and that is a really good way to die. Maybe not at, like, this difficulty, but... Hello, DTG16. Good to see you. I'm sorry you missed Book of Hours, but we ran into a bit of an important bug, so I decided I would see how well Outlast Trials runs. Again, I don't know if there have been any little micro stutters or things like that, but the game's definitely struggling a little bit, but it's not too bad on my end. Okay, so we're gonna have to unlock 3 gates here. This is kind of a little tutorial to show us how that works. There is a guy who chases you in the harder version of this, by the way. Yeah, so Kite, if you ever want to try the harder stuff on this, I'm dying to try it with you, but holy crap, they do not pull any punches on the medium version. I haven't tried the expert yet, but... Okay, there's almost always a big man on the other side of this. Of course there is. Okay, I'm just gonna... I do not want a snout full of the crazy juice, so that's gonna be a pain to deal with, but... Well, thank you, Raybeam. I appreciate that. I also don't think I appreciated you as a gal, so my apologies if I used the wrong the wrong pronouns. I try not to do that, but I am. Oh god, there's a bunch of people who are going to come and murder me in a minute. I'm definitely a product of being in like a, you know, of like a default, like I'm definitely a product of my time and my my social circles, where the assumption is always, you know, it's always Messieurs. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that, because I don't know. I definitely feel, but not even feel, but I always want to get better at the broadcasting stuff. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes those things are trapped, by the way. Okay, let's see how far we can go with our
What are you
captive.
doing, Tommy? Whatever he said, he's lying. I love you. I love you.
Hello, big man.
Why?
So he can see me here. That's going to be a problem. But there is a purpose. So I should be able to use this to... Okay, that's a trap. I don't like that sound. But let's do our best.
Wait. Just think about what you're doing. We're not like them.
This is the path that's always the most difficult for me in terms of getting the guy. So, not every body you see. Hello, big man.
All right.
Oh, that's convenient. I've gotten A pluses on everything I've done so far solo, but there's definitely a lot of like running like a clown every once in a while. I personally like using the oh man, I didn't realize that he could get in like that. I find the X-ray pretty helpful just because it, like when I screw stuff up, like step on the mines and all of that, it's a way that I can recover the run in terms of the A+. Okay, let's try and get back to the snitch before he wheels back. I know he moves pretty slow, but I wanted to do one of the easier ones so I can explain the mechanics a little bit better, so if I do decide to do one of the harder ones...
What are these doing? Whatever he said, he's
There we
lying.
go. So he locks in at that point. We'll probably just push him ahead.
What? No. Oh, stop. Stop doing that.
I can see stun being really helpful for getting out of a jam. But I'm a coward, so I like running and hiding where I can. Okay, clubs, and I can actually get a peek at what... There's a reason I took this adrenaline, so I want to see what I'm up against. You know what, let's just... This does drain your stamina, by the way, so you want to be really careful where you do that. So this could be something that's a trap. While I am in here, I'm going to make sure that all of these doors can open. Okay, so we know we need fire, but I do like to lock in the clue just because I sometimes take my stupid pills and forget what they are. I also need to keep this thing on cooldown. Again, just a score thing, not a necessity. Okay, cool. So this, I'm going to use this to navigate the level in the finale because I'm pretty sure DTG 16. I'm pretty sure you can get an idea of how frustrating the end is. On the like the medium difficulty one, it is amazingly difficult just because there's always two guys and they never seem to be in the same place. But it's its own fun challenge, right? Like, definitely. I mean, obviously I have the option of using the group finder. I don't think the internet can collectively get a pie in the oven, so you know, like I don't have that much hope in terms of what, you know, my allies' capabilities, which I realize makes me sound like a total jerk because I am a total jerk, but yeah, like I'm content to see how well I can handle a trial on my own. I think we've already got our posters, right? Okay, so this is useful. I think this will make some noise, though. Yep.
Terminator.
Are you kidding me? I didn't even see him there. All right, so I don't have an antidote. This is going to be really hard to deal with, and I'm pretty sure I've lost my A+ out of this. So I gotta dodge the Skinner man for a bit. Oh yeah, I'm just stepping on mines all over the place. Okay, got my sanity back though. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's my... Yeah, the choppiness during like chase stuff like that is the absolute killer for me. But that's, I mean, it is what it is, right? But yeah, so you probably didn't get a good idea what happens there. But when your sanity goes to the bottom, you get chased by a character called the Skinner Man. So I could have picked that up to cure it. Yeah, I got completely bamboozled by that doctor. I didn't even hear the alarm for him going in the room. So that's on me. Like I said, the only thing, like, I've already done this. I've already got my A+. So all that's really going to happen here is the doctor's going to tell me off for not doing a sufficiently good job. But that's fine. Again, the point of this was to just try and show off the game. Okay, this is going to make some noise, but I think it's worth it. Oh. You know what? He can do my job for me. Come on, you idiot. Yeah, like, clearly not the thing you'd normally want to do in Outlast, but this is a perfectly viable strategy because it just lets them unlock the door for you. And again, right now I'm just looking for the club's key. I have a coworker that yeah, so the full psychosis, that's probably the one that I struggle with the most, just because you have no idea where the Skinner Man's coming from. And it causes me to, like, really panic, and so I wind up making the situation worse by, like, jumping on mines and stuff like that. Like, I would assume that that would be the easiest way for me to lose the mission in the oh, I think that's my clubs. I'm gonna see if I can find. There's like a secret room that I like to show you if I can swing it. I just don't remember exactly where it is.
What I wouldn't give for a baby Ruth. Can't remember anything.
So again, remember my X-ray lets me. X-ray lets me recharge my batteries. As much as I'd like to show the secret room, I actually have an opportunity to wrap this up pretty quickly, so I think we'll do that instead. Do you remember that somewhere on these maps, depending on how many factors they have, something called... Yep, I think I've even used it on this level. Oop. Hi, big man.
My fucking life.
So we'll give him some time to tire himself out. I'm gonna see if I can find the office. Yeah, if I can find a rig recharger, I'll show you how I use it. By the way, I love this touch, by the way. In the environment, they absolutely put stuff that will, like, it'll suddenly drop and just freak you out. Okay, We knew what happened last time. So... like that. Okay, now that sucks a little bit because I took my adrenaline away thinking I was going to be able to grab one of those in the library. So I'm going to double back and see...
Still on the job.
Oh.
Good money all around.
I don't want any part of that.
Job. Good money all around.
I can't shake this
It's
guy.
Markov brand. Of course it's safe.
I know there's an adrenaline in here somewhere. Of course. Okay, so I gotta make good time on this. But basically, adrenaline gives me unlimited stamina. Oh, of course, the big guy's here. So I probably shouldn't jump through the window at that point. So I didn't really make use of that adrenaline there, but couldn't predict the big guy, so... I have an itch on my nose and it's going to drive me crazy. Let me see if I can use my shoulder.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck.
Things are going to go kind of crazy in a bit. Hey, Leland! By the way, if you're ever doing a jog and you need to give yourself a little extra... need to give yourself a little extra pep, just put this in your playlist. Uh-oh. Sucker. So I can usually get him stuck in a loop, but I actually need to get there first. Oh.
You and me are gonna have one hell of a time. You ain't never really clear of the law. I'm the law!
Okay. I'm just gonna double back so I can get something to throw at him again. I sort of messed up closing the door on him, so I'm sort of taking the L there, and I almost stepped on another mine. That would have been a Chapter 11 moment, I think. Okay, so this serves a couple of important purposes. One, it gives me sight on Leland. So this is kind of the position I want to be in. I am going to grab something to throw again. Okay, so he's kind of close to the area. So I haven't actually done any of the objective yet, but... Ah, damn it. Okay. All right, there we go. That's my opportunity. Bring it.
I have been blessed by the power.
Oh, he's in here. Okay, I'll let him get some distance. The game is creepy and you'd be scared to solo it. Well, don't you, like, how do you handle Outlast? I thought you were a bit of an Outlast fan. Oh, somebody's behind me. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leg it. I need to, I need some time, but I think I've got enough stuff. Oh, hey, big man!
Get back here.
I'll laugh at you.
Little bastard.
Okay, I got 180 seconds. I just need to time this well. See ya, suckers!
All of you.
This is usually the point where I just say, see ya, kite. Hey, we got an A+. But that took like twice as long as it did the last time. Strong performance considering solo effort. Suggest Theo Pental interview to check for antisocial tendencies. So yeah, this is the big one. I like watching people play this, but I couldn't play it yourself. Heart condition would forbid me to play games like this. I'm pretty sure I've like guillotined 2 years off of my life playing games like this. So, what do you guys think of that? I know it's different. It's very different from Book of Hours. Let me just take a quick look at my email, actually. It seems like there was some there's some warm feelings towards the game. Good fun to watch. Yeah, I think I'll try the. This might extend the stream for another hour, but I'm gonna try one of the ones I don't like that much.
Learn beautifully. You may be my ideal student, my inspiration, a gift to science. I think you are a perfect masochist.
Now, the big thing is I got some tickets out of that, so I did make some notes for myself in terms of what I wanted to buy. I think I was going to get the slippers. Yeah. So we're going to go up to the cafeteria. Obviously, stamina doesn't apply when you're in the recreational area.
Pretty. What do you need?
Okay, so we can get up to 3 of these at a certain level. So you get your first one at level 10, 15, next one comes at level 15, and then the last one is at level 20. So in this case, I do like the idea of being able to walk on broken glass without making any noise. That's useful for movement and as well as my my score. So you could run a triathlon in the rec areas, yeah.
A hard place for a sweet kid like you.
So one thing I did want to share, and I genuinely feel bad for this guy, but I do also think it's kind of funny. I'm gonna try and find something in the Steam forums, because like obviously I got a pretty complimentary, response on that one, but let me see if I can find. It's going to take a minute to search. This is still in early access, by the way, so I know they're soliciting feedback. So, like I said, I do feel a bit bad that I'm highlighting this because it's oh. Okay. A lot of people complaining about stuff that makes them mad. Okay. Where is it? Oh, this is so hard to find now. It's like an old comment, so please respect all sleep room personnel. Sorry. I wish I could remember. I wish I could remember the title of this. Dear God, please let us incapacitate, if not kill enemies. See, this is why I like hate going into forums. Because people have absolutely no idea. Like it's almost like they have no idea what game they bought. Actually, I think I can remember. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So, still so tired. Sorry about that. Okay, so again, I do want to be clear. I do actually feel bad for this person. Oh, do I not even have? There we go. So, maybe tone down the whole grading system. I get that the game's lore involves us being test subjects and being graded on our performance, but my God, it's annoying how much you're verbally berated for not playing perfectly. Got a D+ grade? Wow, you're so disappointing. Do better next time. Were you even trying? And don't even get me started on what you have to endure if you get an F. Often through no fault of your own, like if the other players leave while you're in a pre-trial lobby. Even worse, win or lose, you have to walk down that long post-match hallway where several wall monitors just blare in your face with your personal grade. So even if you technically win the trial, you still get the wind taken out of your sails simply because you took some damage or weren't able to speedrun the trial, knocking your grade down to the C or D range. To the folks at Red Barrel, overall I'm digging Outlast Trials. I'd never say no to a unique co-op game, but I was already sick of games verbally shaming me back in the days of older Call of Duty games where the allied NPCs would yell, "You suck!" and "like an idiot" at me for accidentally shooting them. Again, often intense shootouts where I could not help it. Please consider toning down the whole grading system thing. I'm not saying you should remove it entirely, but having the game verbally berate me and call me names doesn't motivate me to keep playing. It motivates me to find something else to play. And as you can imagine, 93 posts of this person just getting roasted for saying that. And like I said, I actually feel bad. I feel bad for this guy because I know exactly where they're coming from. Like it is a big pain. I'm helping to test a game right now where there have been like I actually couldn't share the video with the developers because it didn't properly credit me for a victory, and I was so angry. I was like genuinely shouting into the microphone. I was just so pissed off by what the game did to me. So I completely understand where they are on this one. But I do also think it's absolutely hilarious that someone's playing a game like Outlast Trials where it's like, you know, I've maim me, decapitate me, shove a drill in my face. Just don't call me names. It is really, really fun. There's like the two funny bits, which is like number one, it's just so weird how like getting called mean names is like the mildest thing that this game ever throws at you. And it's like, as you say, it's part of the immersion. But like obviously with somebody writing this, and just seeing the way that chat reacted, I'm like, well, what did you think was going to happen? There is going to be one thing I try here that might help. So like, I'm not surprised that there are like stutters and stuff like that, because obviously I went nuts. But I'm guessing if I go to performance, it's not going to be that bad. If I were to actually, let's kick down ray tracing as well. I'm going to guess that that's going to help a lot on the stream. You saw someone on YouTube complaining about the grade? Yeah, like I'm not enough of a jackass to like turn around and say to someone, like get good, scrub. So I mean it's a little fuzzier here, but like not. I'm pretty sure most people on stream aren't noticing. I'm pretty sure I'm noticing this because it's I'm seeing this at a higher resolution than everyone else. But we'll see if this fixes the next one. So anyways, I have not tried Grind the Bad Apples. Now I'll be honest with you, this one is kind of a pain at the best of times. I always get lost in the level. So the fact that I'm amping up the difficulty makes me think I'm really going to struggle with this one. But I mean, I feel like if I only do easy stuff on stream, that's going to be, that's weak. So, yeah, exactly. I had, so the industry, okay, I'm actually at the point I can't say, I recommend the Brace Yourself Discord anymore. Effectively, like some jackass in there. They've been in the stream, so like I'm sure they have a problem with me because I basically told them to shut up and stream. They would not stop going on about how mad they were about what happened to the roadmap. And I felt I was quite reasonable in terms of saying that it is a real drag to hang out in this channel right now, that the channel was not always like this, and that I can't possibly see why someone enthusiastic about a game, excited to participate in a community, would ever want to go into such an environment like this, which is just constant negativity. And like, this apparently got onto this guy's skin. And like effectively, they like dismissed me from the channel. And I'm like, this isn't your channel to do this with. But like, on the other hand, I'm like, what's the point, right? It's already 6 messages deep. This guy's an idiot. I don't have time for this. So, it's just one of these things, right? Like when you say like, if stuff bugs you, it's going to bug you. Like, I'm not going to, yeah, that was a couple days ago. Like, I'm not going to lie. It bugs me a lot when people are idiots. I actually really hate willful ignorance, and I hate people who are proud about being stupid, or like who are proud about just ignoring, another another point of view or something like that. But like, and like the fact of the matter is that I'm lying to myself if I just pretend that I do not feel like the pulse quicken at stuff like that. But I do at least have enough sense and self-preservation to, try and state the point as clearly as I can. Like, do I think this guy's like quietly chuckling to himself, while wiping his Doritos on his shirt, I showed him. Yeah, he probably is. He's an asshole. Should I be worried at all about the contents of that, that guy's head? No, I mean, I know it's empty. So the fact that they feel they've owned me online or something like that should get exactly 0 mind share. But God, does it piss me off when I see it. So in the end, the analogy that I'm drawing here is like the, it's, I don't see it as useful or productive to pretend that you do not have the initial reactions to things that you do. Obviously, you can control what your individual response is. And in the end, if you try and make your position as clear as you can and people choose to ignore it, there's not a whole lot to be ashamed of there other than wasting your time. If you decide to get, dragged down into an internet argument, then, whatever. So likewise with the guy, right? I can see why, you're kind of mad that the game is reminding you that you didn't get an A+. But on the other hand, like, you don't need to, you don't need to ask them to like redesign the game around that. So yeah, it's just, well, like the thing that got me annoyed about that was actually, it was a different guy inside of it. But like the thing that bugged me the most was somebody made a point. So here's where I'm going to rant about this. Somebody made a point about streamers. And it was a different person. And the reason why I wrote what I wrote in there was because I feel like I did as much as I possibly could for that specific game. And the person who decided to drag that out into like a 6-message exchange was someone who genuinely made the stream unpleasant to be in for the very reasons it is now unpleasant to be in that channel. But on top of that, I am conscious of my concurrent viewers. I do wish that number was higher, and I know that moving from games that are less popular to more popular games is one way that I can move that up. But on the other hand, I do also, appreciate it when I'm given a key to support a game. So to have somebody kind of turn around and say, streamers add no value, the game failed because streamers didn't cover it. It's like, well, I was here, I was streaming this game for over a year, probably 2. And, the only name that I remember from it was someone who made it a bad experience. And the thing that really sucks about that is I have actually watched other streamers play Industries of Titan. I try and host them when I see them playing it. And it was such a breath of fresh air to see them say, I love this game. Brace yourself as like my new favorite developer. And just to finally like take my head out of that miasma and say, the only people shitting on this game are the quote unquote fans in the Discord, that there's an entire universe of people who are actually enjoying and loving this game. But yeah, like, it's just one of these things that when I see someone like going, it's like, yeah, streamers are responsible for making my game a success. And I'm like, where's the support for the streamers? Right. The other thing too, is I feel particularly strongly about that game because I talked with the art director, and, there was an idea that I kind of talked about with him that I was really eager to do, and he was pretty enthusiastic about. And I didn't do it in the end because it was really bringing me down to just keep going back into that channel. And it was like, basically what I was going to do is I was going to do sort of not like negative critiques, but I was basically going to do like a, rate my, God, what is it? Like, rating a room or whatever it is, you know, like what people do with like Zoom and stuff like that. So I was gonna like do something like that with factory layouts and things like that. And it's why I actually held off on sharing some screenshots in there, because it was something that I wanted to turn into like an ongoing series. But again, like if you have to just wade through a bunch of garbage to try and find the stuff that's worth engaging with, it's just, you know, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. I'd much rather have a video game yell at me for not performing well. So again, it's a gamer thing, right? It's the same thing's happening in Baldur's Gate 3. Like if you read the Steam discussions inside of that, it's absolute garbage. It's a bunch of people who have no idea how the world works, and are effectively looking for a very narrow point of view that everybody else should. So the better way to do it is just ignore it. But on the other hand, like the thing is that drama is like popcorn, right? It's really easy to like just shovel it in your mouth and feel awful after. Well, actually, you don't feel awful after eating popcorn, but you get the idea, right? Like what's good for you long term is not necessarily the things that get your attention right away. And it is precisely that emotional thing that comes up, right? This will be the last thing that I say on it, but this may be of interest to some of you. So the psychology behind like sharing bad news and stuff like that, like there's the old saying in terms of news, if it bleeds, it leads. And the thing is that, so you can do divisions in terms of positive and negative, but obviously we've all had the experience of like negative stuff getting shared pretty frequently. And it's actually not an easy division between negative and positive. It's kind of, I know this is going to make everybody laugh, but it would be high arousal or low arousal. And obviously I'm not talking about what people normally talk about in terms of arousal. Basically, is it something that gets your, does it get your blood up, right? So if you're outraged by it, that's fine for it to be negative. If it just makes you sad, then you won't share it. And likewise, if it makes you like excited or you feel awe, you're going to share that. If it just makes you feel content, you're not necessarily going to share that as well. So again, somebody pissing you off on the internet, like you just psychologically go into a state that is not necessarily good for you, but it's definitely prime for the sort of thing that you're gonna brood on. So this is the difficulty, right? I can intellectualize it all I want, but in the moment is where I really need to just sort of like rein it in. And like I said, there is nothing that pisses me off more than people who are just like willfully ignorant. And I shouldn't care, because it's like, again, why care about the contents of an empty head? But it drives me utterly insane. There need to be less wrong people on the internet. Anyways, we must eliminate the misbehaving children. Take them to the root canal where the good children won't see you give them a gentle correction. And again, I haven't done this at all. So high density, more enemies in the trial. Extra traps. The trial is filled with traps and unreliable doors. Extra barricaded, trapped, and blocked doors. This is going to be hell. This will almost certainly take me like an hour to 90 minutes. Yeah, sure. But I mean, if it's in a community, then obviously I have to be the one moderating that community. But it is a shame, right? Because like I said, I used to think very highly of the Brace Yourself Discord, and unfortunately, I just can't recommend it anymore. It's something that I actually feel worse about, and I didn't used to think that. So hopefully knocking down the ray tracing will help us a bit. Yeah. This is probably my least favorite, but...
The youth will not obey our orders and must be corrected. There are children murdering adults in the root canal. Punish the children, and we will let you out.
The biggest one for me is I haven't lost a trial yet, and I'm really worried that doing a difficult trial on stream is going to give me my first loss. I just find the map very difficult to navigate. I always get turned around in the exit. It's also a little bit of a pain to like push the cart into the wood chipper. But that's true for electrocuting the snitch. So, but yeah, it's mostly just the layout. I find this a more difficult level to navigate than the others. Like it's not a, I don't want to say it's bad, but there are 3 levels, so you know one of them's gonna be at the bottom. So again, the logic here, it is it is helpful for me to score-wise and just item-wise
Look at that smile. We're so happy.
to turn this on at the start.
Also some grumpy dursos.
We can't have that, can we, Dr. Daddy? We'll just have to peel those frownies off and make some adjustments. Come in, come join the party. We're all going to have such fun. La 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 la.
Yeah, well, there's, oh, are you kidding me? Oh my god, there's already a big, oh, I hate these things. I have no idea how to handle them. These things always just destroy me.
Fucking ass is a little piece.
Yeah, everything's shut down. He's gonna come and beat me. Are you kidding me? I had no idea that was... Alright, this is already a clown show. It doesn't have night vision, so... Woo! Alright. Okay, that's trapped. And that's trapped. What? I'm calling BS on that, what is it? Poison, but... Are you kidding? Ah, damn it. God, this is already falling apart. Okay, so I gotta deal with my sanity. I'm not at 0 health yet, which is good. Oh. Okay, so health is regenerating. Okay, I'm gonna make some noise to go through here.
Shit, get over here! Stay there. Come on! All you have to do is play your part. Why are you running?
I cannot get a break. I'm just looking for a reset at this point.
Here it comes. Anybody else hear that?
Okay, I think I've got my reset. Although I could use some more, This is the medium difficulty.
How is that?
So there's no limit on time, but there is absolutely a limit on the stuff that's available in here. So we're still trying to reach the root canal ride.
God!
Oh, these things explode, by the way, so... Big man. Are you kidding me?
So fucking yanking insane. How is that?
So I have had situations where people detect me from under the...
Don't think I'm scared of you.
Detect me from under the, the desk. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's no good there. Okay, so I don't have any option. I'm gonna have to kick that door down if I want to get in. Oh, and I forgot. Are you kidding me? Didn't I get the, I thought I got the slippers. Maybe I have to equip them?
Let's see.
Every little secret.
So I definitely don't have the option of banging out that door right now.
My head hurts.
Okay. If I'm feeling confident, big guy is going to come over on that. Well, I thought they would. The only way I'm going to get my A+ is just by mainlining this, this X-ray. But this is a good part of the level. This is something I need. I'm going to switch out the large medicine here. Okay, so throw hearts.
It only takes a few tickets to ride the root canal.
Okay. I'm pretty lucky on this placement. They're all sort of at this front area. Yeah, no, I always give up. I always give up everything.
Oh, mother.
He's gonna pop.
That's him.
There was a map nearby that I... Yeah, so it's just to the left. Now, obviously, this place is swarming with people because I made the noise, but Yeah, no, it's just looking at the co-op stuff makes me just kind of I just kind of stare at it. I'm like, you jerks. Anyway, I'm gonna let him tire himself out for a bit. Oh crap! I did not realize that I forgot one heart. So. That was a big mistake. Actually, to be honest, I don't even really have a good, I guess, detection, for lack of a better term, for the, I don't have a good detection for the co-op stuff just because I'm used to playing this solo. Oh, I didn't realize you could use the I always thought you had to use the hearts. But anyways, I tend to hoard bottles. They're a nice get-out-of-jail-free card, so... Okay, I need to stop being a coward and just... hell. Hello, I'm Panzer. How you doing? This is the first time I've done this root canal here, so... You just ran everywhere until I finished the map. Have you tried the, Oh, this is gonna suck. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't know if you've tried it on the... Whoa! Let's just give him his distance. But yeah, I don't know if you've tried this on the harder difficulty, but I figure if I run everywhere, I'm just gonna get demolished by the various guards. Okay, I'm trying to parse this map a little bit. Again, I thought I had slippers. I'm an idiot. Big guy's coming. I'm glad to hear you got a normal sleep in, I'm Panzer. I know this week's been really hard for that for me, but... Oh god, I forgot about the posters. Oh, course there's glass. Again, I spent on the slippers thinking that I wouldn't make noise on those, but... Okay, now this sort of screws me for a bit, because I don't 100% know where the next location is. Okay, should be to my immediate left. Hey, Kite, you're still around. So what do you think of medium? I think you've tried this once already, and Mother Gooseberry let you know her displeasure. Oh Jesus, what am I supposed to get here? I guess 3 are the same? I'll go for the 7. Oh, God damn it. I'm just going to enjoy some coffee. Oh yeah, it's called Lucky 7 for crying out loud. I'm an idiot. The fog also doesn't help here.
It's Markov's brand. Of course it's safe.
What's funny is the other time that you watch your stream, and this time I was just planning to sleep. Yeah, I am definitely much more cautious because, again, I prefer carrying as many bottles as I can to get out of trouble. So I, okay, we seem to be safe. I'll hang on to this for now. But yeah, so keeping the antidote where I can, I prefer to keep bottles just because they're the get out of jail free card, really. But, you know, circumstances may change. You're anticipating this is what Vegas? What's happening in Vegas? Sorry, I'm not connected. Okay, this is going to get a little awkward for a bit, but... So I'm a bit worried, you know, it's probably easier if I just... So he's still going to react to the... Oh, but I can close the door on him too.
Come back where I can touch you.
So we need 3 tickets on this thing.
That's... Now we can explore those cavities. Come right in.
Woo! Oh, DEF CON!
Have joy in your heart without a smile. And for a smile, you need a...
Yeah, I don't want to block it though.
You need a mouth, Dr. Daddy. And for a mouth, you need a face. Look at that pretty face.
Oh, who invited Zero to my daughter's tunnel?
Oh, everybody's invited in, Dr. Daddy. It's a place so wonderful, nobody ever thought to leave.
So the first death I got in this game was... right...
want to play. Come out. I won't hurt you.
It's probably not a bad idea for me to see what doors. Yeah. So on the higher difficulty, everything is unlocked. So this was the first death I got because it wasn't clear that fire was like an insta-kill. To me, at least, so. Okay, I'm not crazy about... Well, that's one way to get the screamer dealt with. That was somebody else banging on something, though. So yeah, I've got all my work cut out for me just getting the kids to the first... Getting the kids to the first checkpoint, it seems like. But honestly, just... At least this doesn't move back like the snitch.
You can shut your rules up your money, asshole.
Out of curiosity, does anybody know the lore behind Mother Gooseberry? That's the first set of evidence that I collected. Oh, hell. There was like a cable that sort of seemed to go this way, but I hate everything about this. Just as long as I don't lock it behind them. So, I'm sure you've done the Cleanse the Children mission or seen it. So, like, apparently those films, like, that are basically talking about kids, you know, taking cocaine and stuff like that, that is apparently what her actual children's show was. And that is why she was committed to an insane asylum. She's apparently a very charismatic corrupter of children. Anybody else wondering who the hell just opened that door? Of course, we've got another screamer in here. This is gonna suck, actually, because I'm gonna try and... I'm gonna try to disconnect this, but it's probably gonna set it off.
There's too much.
Apparently not. And apparently there was another one of those hiding in plain sight. Oh, that's a secret room. I just need to find the other button. No. Not that hard. So, secret room is very helpful on the harder difficulty, I found. I have not played... Actually, I haven't even played the first one. Okay. Basically, I'm looking for all the yellow stuff. It gives me like extra stamina and adrenaline and such. Okay, I get it. So, that's pointing me to the. That's pointing me to the boat, not the actual power. Oh, it's hiding in plain sight. Mind you, I was hiding from the doctor before, so. I know to fear that. Ah, crap. I think I'm just sticking here.
You let an ugly spirit walk upon me. Way too long about. I'm already lost one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do need to try Dead Island, but... Yeah, so I've always wondered if I can just straight up destroy the ducks. I don't find them that hard to sort of stay out of the distance from, but the thing is that usually we just had one of these guys. I have no idea how I'm going to handle a giant at this point. The thing is, it's so damn close to glass, too. It's like I have to jump over.
Let your mind out of the cage.
This is ridiculous. I think I just try and see how far I can go and let the guy chase me. Hey, big man. I mean, there is a reason why I... Oh, that's no good. I hate everything about these things. I know I can use a bottle. I just I've got the health recovery. Okay, I can't let the screamer get me. Ah, big man's back. Wrong way. I think at this point we just try and get as far as we can. There's like no adrenaline, which is... I'm just waiting for the chase. I'm just waiting for the chase music. He's behind me. Nobody seems to have detected me yet, which is good, but... Obviously, we're going for a risky move here, but... Big man! Yeah, they definitely camp the objective a lot. The snitch, there's one of those big guys and Leland, and they basically take turns in the control room. So like I have the option of throwing the bottle, but the problem is I move so slow that he just sort of finishes his patrol. So he'll probably come this way. I'm okay with him banging down the door, because that buys me some time over here. Ah, damn it! I'm screwed. I cannot believe I escaped taking damage off of that. I should have paid closer attention to the, I should have paid attention to the red dot, but I thought I'd already deactivated that, so, okay.
You dumb bunny. Get addicted to the pain.
It's my fortress of solitude. But yeah, no, I definitely thought that I deactivated it. Clearly I didn't. But I'm just going to give them a chance to simmer down. I keep forgetting the extended length is like really extended. Let's... Okay, big man's not in a convenient place. Oh, there's possibilities here. Okay, I'm gonna run this one. Okay, I gotta stop running now just in case I need to get out. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go upstairs next. Oops. Again, I'm mad that those slippers didn't take an effect. God, there's broken glass everywhere. I hate everything about this. Why did I pick this difficulty? Oh my god, I hate this room. Okay, I'm not looking to get to the root canal. So normally whenever I've seen the secret room, it's normally I find the secret room in this area, so I didn't realize that it was possible for it to be I didn't realize that it was possible for it to go into different spots. I know like the generators spawn in different locations, but don't pop. Okay, I think we need to do the pumps after this one if I'm not... Nope, we need to break the barriers again. This is suspiciously easy. I'm gonna trigger this now. This is weird that there's nobody patrolling up here. I'm also weirded out at the lack of posters. Or that, or I probably just haven't been paying attention to posters.
I think Mother needs to give somebody a timeout.
Oh, there's Mother Gooseberry. Possibly. Excuse me. Possibly. The one thing I don't like about the X-ray vision is that it doesn't give you a good idea about what's what's in full light. Okay, A and C valve. So you can't just randomly pull one of these. It's actually pretty tangled. Again, part of the job right now is just to unlock as many of these things as possible. Anyway, I only need one more poster, so that's not bad. Oh, there's somebody moving around here. I might smash that. Something I say about Mother Gooseberry, too. God, that adrenaline is tempting, but I'm not moving the thing yet. I'm also fighting to keep my heart rate. I hate everything. The world is full of misery. He definitely heard that. But I got my last poster.
The martyrs go hand in hand to the arena. Tick-do, here we go, do-si-do. That's what they pay me for.
So yeah, you'll notice I've kind of been ignoring the objective right now, and it's partly just to give myself mobility on this upper level. And it's mostly just, if I'm going to get chased around by these people, the last thing I want to do is find that I'm in, like... Find that I'm, like, in front of a door that I can't open. These barriers are also a good example. Okay, not only is Mother Goose scary fast, I found out at a time I really couldn't afford to find that out, that she can actually crouch in like low areas. Like she can get into those okay, that's the screamer. That's not a problem. So like if you want to like do the Newt approach and like just avoid the danger by hiding in the vents, Mother Gooseberry's gonna ruin you. The side option. Are you talking about the amp? Because I bought slippers, but I didn't appreciate that I needed to equip them. I thought it was just automatically done. All right, that's Mother Gooseberry.
Daddy's gonna show you that
Oh no!
Saddle wants a snack.
Dr. Butterman's ready for you. Do we have a new friend?
There's a waddle of slower just a price.
There's no rush, Dr. Butterman.
Well, you're not gonna any longer, that's a fact.
That poor child.
We're downtown.
Are we playing hide and seek then?
So I'm just gonna give her a little space, and then we're gonna disarm the trap. Yeah, she's heading back there, so I'm gonna leg it.
You'll beg, you'll cry,
This is actually probably a little too cowardly. You know what? We can do A.
Can't look for my eyes. I need to see.
Oh, for
Watch from me! You should just
Already lost one.
baby!
Sacre bleu! I almost stepped on a mine there. Side option is a perk from the pharmacy. Those usually come immediately. Yes, so I have all the pharmacy perks. I notice it's a little different from how I expect them to work, but they are helpful. The slippers are the one that I wanted the most, though. Okay. Pump room. Where is it? I guess I could just follow the pipes, but... I wasn't originally going to go down here anyway. This is more a question of convenience while I was dodging Mother Gooseberry. Oh, sorry, slide. I thought you were saying slide a side option. I was like, we're talking like DLC or something. So no, I was just an idiot. Sorry. Can you not? I feel like that room's just a little too narrow to for that to be a fair spot for one of those jumpers. I kind of want to start banging away on this thing, but I don't have a lot of good options for getting out of. Are you kidding me? Where did he come from? Oh, God. And a big man. Ah, this game. So that gentleman that we ran into has night vision. Oh my God, this game. There's a few people running around here. I think we're just gonna take the safe way out. I don't even remember what like level I'm on, so... Oh, alright. I have a bit of an idea now. And no surprises there. That sounds like gooseberry. This is pretty standard whenever I've done the 3-pip difficulty. It's actually why I've not tried the exam on Catch the Snitch yet. Because like if Catch the Snitch at 3 has this kind of difficulty, I'm gonna assume that is more than I can handle. Like if there were to be, just as an example, if there were to be like a third if there were to be a third enemy protecting the snitch when I have to electrocute them, I actually don't think I would be able to do it. Okay, so on top of the fact that everything in the world is trying to hunt me down, I now need to follow this pipe through what is one of the most insane piping jobs in the history of plumbing. Okay, A4. Oh. Okay, now A6. If Closet Lady gets me again, I am just gonna rage. No, it's a screamer now.
Behave! I hope.
Oh, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? It goes 2 directions. I've never seen this before. Oh my god. Oops.
Why would you do that? Just leave me alone! It hurts! I'm so tired! Mine! You snake!
Okay. So that's definitely the first time I've seen multiple destinations, and I was not paying attention to the integrity of the pipe, so... Alright, once more.
Who's there knocking on my door?
Life is terrible and I am sad. Well, if I can make reasonable time, which is something of a relative term at this point, I think I need to try and get a battery. That's probably gonna be trapped. This has got to be the night vision guy. Oh, Jesus, this room hates me. Okay, there we go. So that's broken. I'm pretty sure I just stepped on glass. I'm glad I have a sense of humor because I'm pretty sure if I were taking this game seriously, I would have been like I'm fairly certain I would have just burst a blood vessel. So it's possible the doctor's gonna catch me. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Stupid you are.
When you're nothing but broken, anything makes you.
There's possibilities here, but I gotta be careful. So obviously I buy myself some time by closing the doors. This is why X-ray is good. Okay. One of 2 valves down. There is a side of me that would love to use my my watch to check my heart rate. There have definitely been a couple of fluttery moments, but nothing too dramatic. Re-grease, that's always nice, but we're close to what I need. C-pump. Cool. I just want to make sure that there's not more than one pump going through there. Okay. The real nightmare is the plumbing. Okay, that one's broken, so... to my immediate right. That's gotta be Gooseberry. I hope I haven't lost the... Yeah, so I don't think I really have the capabilities of hooking that up to this. Like, I'm sure I could learn, but it's not, like...
You're going to play with my babies. You're going to play with Mother. Oh, you hurt Mother!
I can't. I just can't.
So the problem is, I'm pretty sure I've screwed up where the pipe was. Like, I have a guess, but in my opinion, like, the guess isn't good enough here. So, I'm sorry to do this, but... Okay, so we can pick it up from here. I'm also looking for a replacement bottle. Okay, so through the other side of the building. Or not, well, room.
I can't. I just can't.
Jesus, this is end. I'm so sad. I am so sad.
You're dying! You've always been dying! Here we go to grandmother's house. This is heaven.
I'm just waiting here. now it's sort of safe. No, not worth it. Not worth it.
Rotten holes in their tooth, rot in their mouths.
Children love candy.
Adrenaline might be helpful. I'm probably gonna wind up dropping it for something else,
Always
but
clogged up your pumps in those towns.
okay. Thank heaven. So I'm gonna give that a wide berth because I almost got tagged by that before. Okay, so I got a couple points to escape if it comes down to it. What? Okay, I'm probably not going to be able to take advantage of this adrenaline, but... like, obviously I can use it, I just don't think it's gonna... I don't think it's gonna be in effect for the time I need it. One thing about the adrenaline is it does... By the way, I've had to go pee for the last, like... I don't know. For a while. This is... no. Big man again. Hello, big man.
You? What? Fucking... I hope you're ready. I'm ready. Come on! Come on! Nothing. Always.
It would have been a good time to try and push him, but Kite and I have had extensive discussions on there's like a line that he says, "That you, sweet pea?" And Kite and I have both been unable to come up with an English sentence that contains the name Sweet Pea that is in the interests of the person being called Sweet Pea. I am obviously playing with fire doing this, but even just getting a little distance. Very little distance. Oh yeah, I should have taken advantage of this. So obviously I just need to run right in front, actually. Also, the other major discussion between Kite and I has been, all right, let's, again, take advantage of what we can. So I've got a little stamina loss here, so this is why I'm walking up the stairs. But yeah, so the other bit of lore that I think I figured out for Outlast Trials is that it's laundry day. There's like nothing clean, so that's why everybody's naked. Yeah, I really needed that that battery there. I'm an idiot. I'm taking this. Do you want to do something with channel points? Despawn enemies. Spend channel points to despawn enemies. Oh man, could you imagine if they put Twitch integration in this? Like on top of this nonsense to have your Twitch chat like just constantly throwing new disasters at you. Yeah, I mean, Against the Storm's already a bit of a struggle. Okay, we're gonna walk this because he's going the other way. We're running. I'd like to think that I sauntered away. It's not helpful. That would have been great if I wound up like right in the root canal. But I blew it. So we're close to where we need to go, but this is going to involve like a world of hurt with Mother Gooseberry. This is, if you thought it was ridiculous the way that I was doing,
Are you taking me to Mommy? Mama's gonna spank you pink. It's not my fault. Don't hurt me.
Okay, well now we know where Mother Gooseberry comes from. This isn't good. Yeah, I know. I know. It's just I wasn't sure if it was like if she was doing her usual patrol, but I heard the alarm. So she has a special spawn point, which I wasn't 100% sure about. But yeah, so this is basically just going to involve sort of a ring around the rosy game. I'm going to try and push these guys close to the objective. She's going to come back to... Okay.
This is why everybody hates you.
That's why I wasn't that worried about the thing exploding, because that's just a threat off the... Ooh. That was bad luck, but... I might be able to make my life easier by closing more of the doors, but...
Where do you think they are, Daddy?
I am kinda glad that there isn't a second guy guarding this area, though. Like, if there was a second person on patrol, I don't think I'd be able to do this. It's already like pulling teeth to... Okay, I think I just need to... Oh, crap. I was so good at dodging those. Ooh, this'll help.
Somebody want to play with me? I'm sure there's some children somewhere who just love to meet them.
I was just going along with all the other kids. I'm just
Damn it! I was pushing that. This is a terrible room to hide in. It shouldn't be too hard to find healing. I probably don't even need it, but I will feel better with it because I always get lost on my way out. Mind you, if like we're at the objective, it's hard to say no. We're almost done anyway. Run for your lives! The Reaper is coming! Alright, now... Whoops! Now we get an adventure. I'm pretty sure there's like a really straightforward way out of here that I haven't figured out. And I'm actually going to go upstairs because again I want to see if there's some health that I can grab. Probably just as well given that we've got the Mad Doctor. No! I saw that at the last second. Alright, well, any hope I had of an A+ has just gone out the window there. Nice Skinner, man. I don't know, I just feel between the damage and the insanity. Man, they are really stingy on the healing. Oh, there's one. Okay, so you're probably right. Like, Gooseberry's spawn seems to be where I wanted to go. I think I can just go through the way that I came at this point. I'm a little disoriented because of the X-ray. Yeah, and I mean, again, the idea is I've been spamming the rig just to try and give myself an edge, but I know there's no substitute for performance, right? Like if you wanna get an A+, you need to deliver an A+. And you know, they've been like minor infractions, but they're still. Like there's still problems, so you know, we'll see what we get. One thing I'm not clear about is if getting extra posters get you better results. I mean, I usually just like taking them as an extra FU to the scenario. And then the night vision guy comes out of nowhere. Wait, really? I don't really trust going through that. This part is gonna suck. Because there was a bunch of mines at the opening that just made me unbelievably sad. Oh, I landed on glass. Anyway, it's my first time doing this on this difficulty, so as long as we get a win, it's hard to like cry. Game is BS. Ah, here we go. I was meant to get this one. Okay, so there should be patrols around here. And if I can, I want to be careful on the noise that I make because it's a bit of a maze here. That's partly why I broke so many of the windows. So I get the flexibility. There we go. Okay, so right now I have the element of surprise. I got 3 bricks to stop her from, like, really ruining my day. Okay, she sees me. Damn it! Let's dance. Alright. More damage than I wanted, but... A minus! Oh! Strong performance considering solo effort suggests thiopental interview to check for antisocial tendencies. So for all I know, those last 2 hits were what did me in. Chicken shit. I want to see what that is. Hey, we got a level up. Yeah, what time is it? Oh my god. It's not as late as I thought it was, but it's been like twice the length of a normal stream.
Excellent work. They say you hurt the ones you love. I hope you know it works the other way too.
So, yeah, I've got all of the tier 1s. I'm probably going to move on to tier 2s, but I want to see what's going on with my amps, because, again, I paid for it, but I didn't seem to get it. Yep, okay. That's a little annoying that you actually need to equip it. So, hide and breathe, cacophony, bricks and bottles are noisier, making them better distractions for enemies. I like that, but it's not like a must-have. I think I'm going to wait to see what I get at 15. Now, I've already maxed out my X-ray rig, so just for those of you wondering, yeah. It's just I started on time, so like when I start on time, I normally wrap up at 10, so it's just a little surprising to see where it is. So, but yeah, so you get 1 of 4 rigs. So you've got stun, powerful throwing device that emits an electric shock. It temporarily stuns and disorients enemies. I suspect if you get good at this, this will trivialize the game. Blind, a landmine that, once triggered by an enemy, will emit a temporary blinding explosion of smoke. I don't know quite how the landmine placement works. Heal would be helpful, but I kind of feel like you're admitting defeat at that point, and I think the game does penalize you for taking damage, so I can't really see why I'd want to do a heal unless I knew I was taking a lot of damage. So for me, the thing I like the most about the X-Ray is tactical enhancements to see through walls, revealing the location of enemies. So obviously you can make better decisions off of that. And the levels that I have are activate tactical enhancement to see through walls, revealing location of enemies. Shared intel. Allies can see the location of tagged enemies. Resources is misspelled. But X-ray reveals consumable items nearby, medicines, batteries, adrenaline, bricks, bottles, lockpicks, syringes, rig recharger, etc. Hey, no problem, Kite. I hope you enjoyed that. And that I'm hoping that wasn't too that didn't like bring back horrible memories. It was a delight having you in here. And again, whenever you have time, I'd love to do another session with you. I know we were supposed to do a session as well, Panzer. I'm actually going to be wrapping up for tonight, so I can't do that now. But I would not be opposed to trying more co-op, just because, you know, again, it would be good to actually know how this game is really supposed to be played. Classified intel. X-ray reveals sensitive items nearby, documents, posters, booster items, master key, mines, traps, etc. Extended duration. So extend the duration of the X-ray effect. As you can see, like I sometimes just like run the thing and like let it tick away. Battery transfer, I feel like this is a pretty strong one because I almost always have the night vision on. So use X-ray recharges. Using X-ray recharges night vision battery. Decreased cooldown. Decrease the cooldown time before the rig can be used again. Again, this is to try and boost up my A pluses. And prepared. The rig is prepared for use at the beginning of each of the trial. Now that's helpful for like picking up stuff. Like I don't mind that. But it's again really more about just being able to hit that thing as often as I can. But I'm kind of at the point now where I actually think there's some stuff in the pharmacy that's good for me. So tier 2 takes 2 tickets. So the path that I sort of worked out here was athlete, speed boost, endurance, heavy training, expanded something, door basher, breaching technique, parkour technique, and battery extension. So the first one I'm going for is athlete, increase maximum stamina. Obviously just being able to do like the cowardly things longer works for me.
Taste burning metal. That's normal.
So next one I want to do is speed boost, increase running speed. Following that, endurance, so reduce stamina consumption while running. So, you know, like athlete to me is the most versatile, whereas endurance is reducing the cost of the thing that I do the most. So that's why I do endurance later. But obviously the mileage I get out of that is much further, so to speak. Heavy training. This one I hope is pretty clear, like after moving around those gas cans, you know, increase movement speed while carrying large objects. Expanded inventory. Oh yeah. So obviously I hoard a lot of stuff. So being able, if I'm used to having like 3 bottles and then I can, have a pocket adrenaline or something like that seems useful. Door basher. So break through locked doors with just 2 hits. That's again, another stamina, another stamina enhancer. Yeah. Like expanded inventory is one that I'm definitely into. But the thing is that like, it's kind of like having money. I'm trying to remember who said it, but like we were talking about inflation and cost of living, and someone in chat said, like 6-figure income here, and I'm having trouble like making it all work. And I'm not unsympathetic to that. Like, like $1 million doesn't mean what it used to now, right? And like likewise, having a 6-figure income doesn't mean what it meant like 10 years ago. That's how inflation works. But on the other hand, I know a lot of people who are like 5-figure incomes, and they're making it work. It's not fun. I don't mean to try and say that like this is a good thing. And, I don't also want it to turn into like a pain Olympics thing, right? Like, obviously when you work hard and you have a certain expectation in terms of a lifestyle, you're generally, if you're working at a job that gives you a higher income, there's a certain expectation of you in terms of like the work that you do. Once you start getting to management, I've actually found, not from experience, but just from observing management, like the higher up your role is, the less work you actually need to do. But yeah, like the thing is that like you kind of learn to spend what's in your pocket, right? So likewise with me, and again, I'm sorry to make it an income thing because I know cost of living is such a hot button topic now. But like, if I were to have like with 3 inventory spots, usually the way that I played originally was 1 for an antidote and then 2 bottles. And then like what would happen for me next would be, 3 bottles and then an antidote, or like maybe I just have 4 bottles, and then I'd be like, well, why can't I get a 5th inventory slot? Like I'm always going to feel like I don't have enough. Inventory space. And it's, the same with money, right? Like you could be making $1 million a year and you're still going to feel like, you don't have enough to do everything you want because there's infinite wants and needs. So it's why I rate expanded inventory lower. And it's just because I know that I'm ultimately going to adapt my play style to whatever is available to me. And I'm basically, until I can Skyrim the thing and like put everything in my pockets, I'm not going to be happy. Doors Basher, again, like it's one of these things where I like this. It is conserving in terms of stamina, but I've made like the fact that I need to do any number of actions on doors means that they're not a viable escape mechanism. I'm going to have to prepare. And so if I'm preparing already, doing a 3rd hit as opposed to a 2nd is not as important as, say, having the extra stamina that will allow me to run after doing that 3rd hit. So that's why that's lower. Breaching technique, similar idea here. Bashing no longer depletes stamina. So preserving stamina, but for something that I do less often. Now, I may change this because obviously the higher up I go through the levels, the more like blocked doors there are. But right now I've put that lower. Parkour technique, reduce stamina consumption for jumping and climbing. Again, jumping and climbing, generally that's not the reason why I'm seeing stamina reduction. I'm seeing stamina reduction because I just like run a marathon every time. And finally, the last one for me, battery extension, night vision battery life extended. I don't dislike it, but like I've got a power. I've already spent on a power up that improves my ability to, like, it already recharges for me. So at that point, it's like, well, what exactly am I gaining off of that? So that's kind of that's the plan right now. Now I do want to see what the chicken shit achievement is. I guess that doesn't. So I was very sad to see. So I was sad to see the first death. Once you get the first death, it's easier to get the other 2. The other 2 were just a really clowny run in one of the secondary, like, grind the bad apples. Like, I just tried to run through it, and I completely did not respect the fact that there was a meaningful change in the difficulty. So I basically just got cornered by Mother Gooseberry and a heavy, and that happened twice. So I was like, okay, I need to like smarten up, but haven't failed a trial yet. So, and I didn't like, those are 3 deaths over 2 trials. So neither of those were sufficient to end the trial. Like as soon as I found out that death doesn't end the trial, I'm more use 100 hiding spots. Guilty. Anger issues, destroy 100 locked doors. Okay, let's see some of the ones I don't have yet. Slay of Hand. Unlock 100 containers. Is that supposed to be Slay of Hand or is it supposed to be Sleight of Hand? Together we're strong. Perform 50 co-op moves. Crowd control. Help teammates by kicking 50 enemies. Hypochondriac. Consume 200 medicines. No time for sleep. Revive or help up a friend 50 times. Gotta go fast. Use 100 adrenaline. Breathe in 100 antidote. Bullseye, headshot 100 enemies. Major League player, hit 100 enemies with throwables. I feel like that's lower than it should be. Bamboozle, distract 100 enemies with throwables. Anger issues, destroy 100 locked doors. Oh yeah, sorry, trigger happy, disarm. Or we did that already. Determined, complete 25 trials, so 2 more trials and I get that. Boost me up, use 100 recharges. I'm surprised I haven't done that. I feel like I recharge a lot more than I actually do. Oh, but no, because I have the X-ray, I'm not doing that. That's why. Clear vision, spend 36,000 seconds in night vision. Sorry, I got to see how long that translates in terms of minutes. I'm sorry, I'm not, I didn't sleep a whole lot, so 600 minutes. So 10 hours in night vision. Wow, I've played a lot of this game if that's what I'm at. But then again, I guess I'll see what my playtime is later. High as a kite. Oh man, I'm sorry Kite's not here. I gotta let him know about this achievement. Spend 600 seconds in full psychosis. Step on me daddy, get down to 100 times. Hemophiliac, lost 10,000 health points. Hoarder, collect 1,000 items. Drift King, spend 120 seconds sliding. So even though I have the slide perk, I've spent exactly 0 seconds sliding. Marathoner, spend 3,600 seconds running. Hunchback, so 11 spend. This is so stupid. I've gotten this 11 times because I basically don't have any other posture. So I have spent, what is that, 60? I've spent an hour, no, 11 hours. Wait, that doesn't make sense. So I've spent 11 hours in the game, so 3,600. Well, 6 times 6 is 36, so divide that by 60. That gives you 60 minutes. So yeah, Hunchback is an hour. I've got that 11 times. So I've spent 11 hours of game time crouched. And can't touch this, take no damage during a trial 10 times. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, no, I have taken damage on each of them because of those people who jump out of the cupboards. Man, they got some fun achievements in this. Anyways, oh yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to do. Let's see where we're at with evidence. So I don't read any of the evidence until I've got it completed, but I think we only have Gooseberry at this point. No, we've got Murkoff and the CIA now, so story time with System Chalk. Murkoff Collections Gooseberry. What is the background of Phyllis Futterman? Gooseberry at Holmesburg, Clyde Perry Letters, 1956, December 13th. Murkoff Corp. Interorganizational letters only. Telex to A. Bradley Evelanos, Sinala Facility, from Clyde Perry in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Sorry if I'm screwing up the pronunciations of these things. Subject, Gooseberry at Holmesburg. Secured interview with Phyllis Futterman at Holmesburg Prison north of Philadelphia. Subject near unrecognizable compared to archive photos and mugshot. Phyllis Futterman, along with the majority of inmates, has been subject to dermatological experiments under the supervision of Dr. Kliegman. Testing commercial products for redacted and redacted. Futterman's been exposed to carbonic acid, dioxin, and grafts of infected corpse flesh. Other inmates have gotten worse. Futterman's physical health remains remarkable, even if she looks like yesterday's guacamole. Interview lasted approximately 20 minutes. The writing in this is pretty good, by the way. I think it's still J.T. Petty. And the worst thing is I hold down control. I don't have a toggle. I actually hold down control to do my crouch movement. Gooseberry background, Clyde Perry letters, Murkoff Corporation, interorganizational letters only, telex to A. Bradley Evilanos, Sinila facility from Clyde Perry in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Subject, Gooseberry background, continued. Brief background, Pressy on Phyllis Futterman. Daughter of dentist, Dr. A. Futterman of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, mother out of the picture. They do have a toggle. I'll show you the option there, but it's just, I always... So the problem for me is that, like, I just have always played games where I hold down the crouch, so like the muscle memory is there. And the drawback is that because my record hotkey is actually Control R, whenever I want to reload something, I always wind up recording my stream. That was the main reason for a lot of the like the stuttering and stuff like that. It wasn't so much the fact that the game and the stream couldn't handle it, but it was because I was adding on top of the live broadcast component, I was also burdening it with trying to record the video, and that was inevitably the way that that was it. So I just changed it as Control P now, but I'll change it back because I do have a couple of big events coming up. Oh yeah, for those of you who are interested, I'm not quite ready to say what it is, but I am going to be doing an interview for someone on the 18th. That's probably going to be around 2 o'clock Eastern time. So I realize that's not the best for everyone. And then on the 17th, there will also be another big broadcast for something. So just a heads up for those of you that are going to be around. There's going to be some stuff that I do in the afternoon, which may work a bit better for my my European brothers and sisters. Okay, anyways. Brief background, Pressy on Phyllis Futterman. Daughter of dentist Dr. A. Futterman of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, mother out of the picture. Phyllis worked as her father's assistant from a young age, used puppets to distract adolescent patients during drilling and surgery. Young Phyllis's hobbies included taxidermy and musical theater. The Futterman's popularity led to a locally broadcast TV program, the Mother Gooseberry Hour, on air as of 1951. Following Dr. Futterman's death, Phyllis suffers hysteria and disassociation. Dr. Futterman's corpse still has not been located. Tone of the Mother Gooseberry Hour shifted. Adolescent audience conditioned through classical application of abuse and praise. Phyllis rated as highly charismatic. Adolescent audience becomes cult-like, engaging in immoral behavior, drug use, and other shenanigans leading to larceny and assault. Police raid TV studio and in 1955 on charges of kidnapping and racketeering. Phyllis retreats to the puppetry tunnels beneath set and uses drill to kill 2 police and injure 5 before being apprehended. Sentenced to life in prison at Holmesburg. The Raid on Futterland, news clipping, 1955, February 7th. Transcribed for records of A. Bradley Evilanos. Mother May I Murder, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 2 police are dead and half a dozen injured after a daring raid on the studio of disgraced children's variety show host Phyllis Futterman, known to her young fans as Mother Gooseberry. Charged with conspiracy to commit murder, kidnapping, and racketeering, Phyllis Futterman has for years now been using her television platform and mail-order dental drops business to hook a generation of children on narcotics, violence, theft, and quite possibly murder. Police Captain Stanley Hode described the so-called Futterland Studios as the most grotesque architectural perversion since H.H. Holmes' Chicago murder castle, adding, the fact that this could exist under the so-called, continues Gooseberry Murders, page 4. And finally, a detail I know you are all going to love. Gooseberry interview, Clyde Perry letters, 1956, December 13th, Murkoff Corporation, interorganizational letters only, telex to A. Bradley Evilanos, Sinila facility from Clyde Perry in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Subject, Gooseberry interview. Continued. Interview with Phyllis Futterman revealed lucid and highly charismatic subject. 2 personalities on display. 1, Phyllis Futterman, alternating between television persona Mother Gooseberry, a childlike Phyllis Futterman, approximately age 14. 2, Dr. A. Futterman, her deceased father. She's fashioned a hand puppet from scavenged cafeteria and workhouse scraps, showing a remarkable mechanical aptitude. The Dr. Futterman personality is abusive and violent, but he's funny and I like him. Both personalities included lapses into a lizard-brained murderous rage monster. The Mother Gooseberry personality shows remarkable charisma, as noted. Despite her ragged appearance, she appears to have had carnal relations with at least 2 guards. Many of her fellow prisoners and staff have fallen under her sway. Phyllis expressed interest in self-improvement and scientific advancement. She says she'd like a change of scenery. Phyllis Futterman highly recommended for trials in Project Lathe. So this is why it's important to read the evidence. It is canon that Mother Gooseberry fucks. Moving right along, Murkoff and the CIA. Freedom and Global Leadership. A. Bradley Avelanos Letters, 1949, April 30th. Murkoff Corporation, interorganizational letters only. To the board from A. Bradley Avelanos, subject proposal for new business opportunity. Dear Sirs, I've been made aware of a new opportunity for great revenue in the promotion of higher ideals of freedom and global leadership. It involves a simple matter of chemical refinement for our friends at the new agency, well within the capabilities already established by Murkoff Pharmaceutical. 1. Agency asset P. Helliwell is providing heroin to Chiang Kai-shek's rebels in Thailand and Burma to indirectly fund Shek's anti-communist activities. By the way, I'm really curious how much of this is based in history and how much of this is an invention. Because again, I don't know that much about MKUltra. I know about like the Canadian side of it, but 2. The agency wishes to expand such operations into Europe and the Middle East in light of rising leftist sympathies. 3. CIA contacts among the Sicilians are incapable of refining heroin, lacking the sophistication to do so without great risk of fire and product loss. The Corsicans have the capability, but cannot be hired without insulting Mr. Luciano. 4. Murkoff Pharmaceutical could easily refine such medicine. I've casually proposed such an arrangement to Mr. Lawler, who is amenable, pending upstream conversations. To say it plainly, entering into this sort of arrangement allows us to become part of the CIA's extra budgetary, self-funded activities. This could be a near limitless global tax-adjacent revenue stream with extraordinarily powerful legal protective implications. Please consider this carefully. Sincerely, A. Bradley Avelanos. Agency partners, A. Bradley Avelanos Letters, 1954, February 6th. Murkoff Corp. Interorganizational letters only. Copy. Private correspondence between A. Bradley Avelanos and Jameson Lawler, Central Intelligence. Heading removed. Dear Jameson, a little bluebird told me you were considering another contractor for research in the area of pharmaceuticals and psychological influence. I discussed it over luncheon with Alan the other day, a lovely dish of artichokes, and he shares my concern. Please remember, as they say in the gangster pictures, you don't have anything on us that we don't have on you. You've come to Murkoff Corporation in the past for help outside the bureaucratic stagnation of Congress and your own agency. To reject our offer of assistance at this point could have terrible public implications. Please reconsider, and we look forward to working with you. A. Bradley. God, I love how they've written Murkoff for this. Again, I'll actually try and get the link to the comics for those of you that haven't read it, because it's pretty good. Collateral Damage. I think, isn't it? Two L's, right? Yeah. Then again, it might be an in-character misspelling. I always doubt myself because, like, I just generally assume, like, again, the writing. The one thing I'm not going to complain about in the Outlast series is the writing, and obviously spelling is not the end-all be-all for coming up with a good yarn. But I'm pretty sure it's double L, single T. Collateral Damage. News clipping, 1954, July 6th. News clipping, transcribed from the records of Dr. H.J. Easterman, 1957. Easterman, I believe, is the guy who's giving us the briefings at the start. Farm family brutally slain. San Antonio, Texas. Associated Press. A deranged airman brutally murdered a family of 5 in the early hours of Monday morning, sexually molesting several members of the family. Several animals may also have received unwanted attention. Diplomatically put. The airman second class, Jerome Gillette, 37, was found naked and disoriented among the hogs outside the scene of the murder. Man, this is just absolutely a masterclass of understatement. He is being held in an unknown location as protection against vigilante injustice. Like, everybody knows what happened here. Gillette, I believe they spelt that 2 different ways here. A World War II veteran and instructor at Lackland Air Base claims to have no memory of the crime, though physical evidence makes his guilt obvious. So I guess if it's an AP piece, you'd probably expect it to have a more clear editing. Claims to have no memory of the crime, though physical evidence makes his guilt obvious. He told officers his last memory was Sunday night's fireworks and being offered a piece of chewing gum from a woman in white before he blacked out and woke up days later among the hogs. Gillette was spotted by a postal ? See Family Slain, page 3. Blowback, A. Bradley Avelanos letters, Murkoff Corp. Interorganizational letters only, copy private correspondence between Jameson Lawler, Central Intelligence, and A. Bradley, heading removed. Bradley, if you haven't yet seen the headlines coming out of San Antonio, I strongly suggest you have a newspaper couriered. A crime this disgusting, this violent, committed in public. We are working to make certain the press does not make public any connections between the crime, the airbase, or our activities. I'm sick just thinking about it. This cannot happen again. J. Lawler. The next one's got to be Murkoff's reply. Pushback, A. Bradley Avelanos letters, 1954, July 9th. Murkoff Corp. Interorganizational letters only, copy private correspondence between A. Bradley Avelanos and Jameson Lawler, Central Intelligence, heading removed. Dear Jameson, nobody ever said progress would be clean and easy. Don't lose your nerve now. The San Antonio incident was regrettable, but please think of it as a speed bump in the road. As we've learned before, so long as the public has somebody to hang, they won't get too curious. This doesn't have to happen again, as you should be well aware. Signala solves this, and any issues that could arrive in the future. If we keep this in-house, if we control the environment entirely, we can minimize the potential for speed bumps and easily keep any that arise from public view. It's only a matter of money, and Murkoff has made a very reasonable proposal for how it can be sourced outside congressional approval. Please be prompt in your reply. A. Bradley. So like I said, I tend not to do evidence that I don't have all the entries for. There's definitely some fun ones in here. So Murkoff and the CIA, Gooseberry, and yeah, that's it. So I'm not going to go into it, but my plan, probably in my own time, I'm going to do Grind the Bad Apples again at some point, because I definitely feel I've got an A+ in me on that. Cleanse the Orphans, again. This one I expect is going to be a challenge. I did get an A+ on that first try, I'm pretty sure. But the 3-pip trials are just a whole other level. And I don't know what it takes to unlock Program X. I'm assuming the exam. But, like, I don't know. I want to see... Ideally, I'm going to get an A+ on both Grind the Bad Apples and Cleanse the Orphans before I try a top-tier exam. Because, like, that's... If the ramp from like basic level to exam is that big, then I'm just going to assume that like the exam is going to break me. So, in any case, for those of you that are still around, did we have fun? What do you think of the Outlast Trials? I'm going to get my settings back. Oh yeah, sorry, DTG 16. I promised to tell you, show you the settings. So let's go back to quality. Okay, apply that. Wow, you can really see the difference once you click it. So under control, I believe, maybe it's, there's toggle run. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe they don't have a toggle crouch. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen a darkness indicator. And noise indicator? Okay, yeah, so there is a toggle. Just C. Yeah. One of my keyboard buttons is actually starting to just like chip off. So for whatever reason, my D button is like missing just the top of it, like the coating starting to wear off, so the light's coming through. And yet for some reason, despite the fact that I just like constantly press down on my control button, that is the one that's actually looking pretty good. I do like the customization. Like I know people get annoyed by this. Okay. Here's how I think people feel about the here's my view in terms of why people get kind of grouchy about this stuff. For a really long time, people, but yeah, it's a binding button. It's a binding, not a general option. So I was pretty sure it was there. I just never use it. But like, I'm pretty sure if I were to say to you a Ubisoft game, all of you are going to have a really specific idea in mind, right? You know, you're going to think of Far Cry and Assassin's Creed and like climbing up to a high area and unlocking part of the map. And you're right. Like, I think Ubisoft, probably more so than any other publisher, has a really clear idea for them what a good game is and what it needs to be in there. But I'm also not entirely convinced that this is like I don't know, is stereotype the right word? Like, there is a certain point where, like you say, it's like, oh yeah, there's stats, you know, there you are doing the old RPG trope again. Like, some of these things are like part of a genre. And like, the thing is that I feel like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, they've kind of had that forever. So I can sort of see why someone would say, well, you know, Ghost Recon sort of moved over for that. And I'm like, okay, you know, you're kind of right. But it's also like the first time that Ghost Recon's had an open world. So, you know, I'm not really sure what to make of that. So with that in mind, like, I think to a certain extent, it's a little bit like anything. There's actually a name for this, and I can't remember offhand. But, you know, it's how, like, you know, if you're buying a mattress, all of a sudden you just see mattress stores everywhere. Or, you know, if you've played Cultist Simulator and all of a sudden, like, you're always thinking about the different aspects and as they relate to real world stuff. And so what I think is happening here is, like, people see this sort of customization in a game as like, oh, there you go. You know, who cares about this cosmetic stuff? I just want good gameplay. Graphics don't matter. Of course, graphics matter. But yeah, I actually kind of like this stuff. Like, I genuinely have spent quite a bit of time, like, putting together my little pod, and I don't know, I like making characters. Like, you know, you can make every character you make look like the Vault Hunter. Maybe I can give him like white hair. I don't know. Brown still works. I'll give him the way it was. But yeah, like, I definitely like being able to express a bit of personality in terms of the, you know, in terms of the different characters here.
How you doing?
How you doing?
There's a lot of good icons here. Like, Chris Walker would be kind of fun. This is not a bad one. Val from number 2. I've never tried it on phone. I've tried it on tablet, and I really like it. Yeah, so DTG, were you here when we did Book of Hours? If not, we were actually playing the follow-up to Cultist Simulator, but unfortunately I ran into a pretty major bug, so I emailed them about it. Hopefully that'll get fixed soon. But oh yeah, that's a shame. I mean, if you want to, it's only like, there's only about an hour of gameplay in that. I've definitely done it before, but like that was today's big news, which is I have an early version of Book of Hours. It's coming out on the 17th. I will be playing that quite a bit. So if you are interested in the follow-up, we'll be streaming that. The only catch now is that I'd like to show the game as best as I can, and so, you know, I'll give it some time for them to sort of fix the you know, the bug. Well, I mean, it may not even be, it may be something on my part that I'm missing, but I emailed them. You know, I suspect, I have noticed that they have a tendency to check their email over the weekend when they should probably be resting, but oh yeah, no, it's like, I like Cultist Simulator a lot. Book of Hours is just a whole other level. It's a different feeling. It's a lot more forgiving, but man, there is some really great stuff in Book of Hours. If you like Cultist Simulator, I think Book of Hours is going to be as one you want to watch. My YouTube channel already has a bunch of footage of it, but like we will be playing the game that you will be able to buy on the 17th on this stream as soon as that bug gets fixed. So I haven't quite gone for outfits yet. Like, some of this stuff I think just looks kind of ridiculous. Obviously, I want to know what happened here. But I figure I'd probably do good doctor more than anything. But as it says, a reward for the reborn. New night vision goggles. I kind of wanted the ones with the biggest lenses, so, but, you know, deluxe one here. This looks kind of neat, but... got lots of shirts. I kind of like the vests, though. Oh, that's not bad. Like, if it was a little bit less Mad Max, I'd be into it. But the metal bits don't quite work for me, so go for the dapper instead. And I actually still haven't got a good pair of pants yet. Like, this one was intriguing. I can't remember why I bought those. But none of them quite. Like, I just... Honestly, it's actually like me in the real world. Like, I don't exactly wear slacks. I mostly just do jeans, but I'd kind of like to upgrade from jeans at some point, and I'm not quite sure where to go. I definitely personalize my pod, like, to me. So there's tons of stuff that you can use to buy it up, but I'm obviously going to have a place that's completely packed with books. If I can get better posters, I will, but like right now I'm happy with these. I've debated about changing the wall to this, but it's like I've already got the green ground. I've already got kind of the green ground, so I'd prefer some variation in terms of the color. So I've at least moved from the default. And they do have the shining carpet. Favorite color? Green probably. Blue has its appeals, and you know, every once in a while a good regal purple. But yeah, I think if I had to pick one, it'd probably be green. There's actually a specific reason why I built it this way. So I wanted the bed to stand out, but like the reason why I constructed it the way that I did was so there's a certain amount of customization, and I kind of imagine there's some like back and forth in terms of what Murkov is setting up for a cell relative to what the patient is asking for. So the way that I built this was, it's sort of designed to be a substitute for the outside world, right? So you've got the green grass below, and this is the closest sort of sky color that I could get. And again, you kind of have, your little oasis in here, right? So there was that. The bed is sort of an unnatural object, so I wanted that to sort of stand out with the contrast. The books, again, just a reflection of personality. I like books. My apartment is like choking on, with books. It's preposterous how many I have. It's going to suck if I ever have to move. Well, I'm obviously going to have to move at some point, but yeah, like I've got a ridiculous number of books strewn around here. And then where I could, I wanted like abstract-ish kind of art, but I didn't want repetition, so I took these two. So like I don't know, I worked out in my head a little bit of a story. And like this is the thing, like is this essential to the... Why is my outfit pink? I don't mind. Like, I don't mind pink. It's just a little unusual to see. Let's see if I can find my reflection somewhere else. See, if this was Battlefield, I would have been able to see my reflection in those. But yeah, I mean, again, none of this stuff is essential to the trials, right? The trials are absolutely their own thing. You can happily go by without any thought to your pod. But yeah, no, that is definitely pink. So I'm wondering if there's another level of customization that I'm missing out on. Yeah, no, it's... Unless I'm like full-on colorblind, but that sure looks pink to me. I'll have to ask Kite next time we're playing. That's fine. It hides the blood. Anyway, I had a lot of fun doing this. Tell you what. So I don't know if you. I don't know when you got into Cultist Simulator, but when it had a Kickstarter and then also when it was released, there was what was known as the Perpetual Edition. So if you bought it the first week of... the trailer, by the way, is great. Actually, I'll show you the trailer before we wrap up for tonight. The first week of purchase on Steam, they released what's known as the Perpetual Edition. So the Perpetual Edition is basically lifetime access to any expansions for the game. So they distinguish that between expansions and DLC. So DLC would include the soundtrack, and Mary Beth Solomon and Mickey Moore Productions are the creators of the soundtrack. So they need to be compensated, like they get paid for purchasing the soundtracks. I am probably going to buy the Book of Hours soundtrack as soon as it becomes available because it is just so good. But they're doing the same thing for Book of Hours. So my understanding is regardless of the overall success of the game, there will be DLC. They're effectively committing to supporting the game after release. Obviously, if it's not a successful game, they're not going to do a ton. I don't believe there was a Perpetual Edition for the phone version. To be honest, I don't know if the app stores, iOS or Android, actually support that. That would be an interesting check. But yeah, so like basically the first week of the game, the people who got the game early, got this sort of like lifetime access. Now, I have no idea if there are plans to bring it to mobile. It's probably going to be like Cultist Simulator on mobile, where the game did very well. They got Playdigious to help them with the adaptation. So I'm sure if Book of Hours is comparatively successful, I'm sure they would look into bringing that to mobile. But again, it's better to build based on what you know. You probably shouldn't hold a developer to something that you'd like to see. It's better to hold the developer to the things they've actually said. So right now it's a PC release, but I did want to mention that, again, I don't know what the DLC plans are other than they said that they will do it. And yeah, I mean, for Cultist Simulator people, I think it wound up being a really good deal because I don't believe the Exile was originally planned, but that just wound up being such a huge expansion. I like calling it Cultist 1.5. And I know from what I've heard, there are some people who are a little... apparently they still get some annoyed... They get some annoyed emails every once in a while about, people not knowing about the Perpetual Edition. So where I can, again, I sound like the Weather Factory propaganda network, but for people who do buy Book of Hours in that first week, they get the similar Perpetual Edition. And again, if you prefer playing these sorts of games on mobile, it's a little bit of a, it's a roll of the dice, right? The game may not be successful enough to merit going on the phone. Maybe you want access to the DLC. I mean, certainly we all have, there's no shortage of games for us to play, right? But what I am going to do, hopefully to whet everyone's appetite, because frankly, I'm looking forward to streaming this when the kinks get worked out. I'm going to treat you all to the launch trailer. So I was a little disappointed I wasn't able to share more of that with you, but that big map that you saw, where is it? So unfortunately, the button that gave me access to this wasn't accessible. So, God, I hope I don't have anything sensitive on this. Just give me a second here. I'll be gutted if I have to delete the VOD, but just give me a second here because it's really important. No, you all get to find out what a nerd I am. It's all my Lucian of Samosada tabs. There's like a couple of Steam backend things on that page, but there's nothing that anybody's going to be able to do untoward actions with. Good. Yeah, no, it's there's so much for me to say about Book of Hours. I'm like I want to just do some extended time specifically to talk about that, but I'm gonna pack it in because there's just going to be so much for us to talk about when the thing comes out. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. The plan is basically all of my streaming days between now and the 17th are going to be Book of Hours days, and I may change it up a little bit if an opportunity comes up. But in this particular case here, I just wanted. I've been looking forward to this literally for years. But yeah, I mean, I think you're following already, and I usually announce when I'm doing stuff on Twitter. Honestly, it is what I would have been doing today, save for the fact that there was that bug that got in the way of delivering what I thought was an appropriate treatment of the game. But I had a lot of fun sharing Outlast Trials with all of you. I'm going to assume that people would be okay with me doing Outlast Trials again in the future. I don't know when I'll do it, but okay. I don't actually have a lot of people who I was planning on hosting online right now, but it's been a while since I've hung out in this channel. So I like this channel called How Is It Manifested? It is a bizarre one. They actually just closed the requests, I'm sorry to say. But basically, it's a 24-hour channel, and they'll have these periods of time where they open it up. And basically, the developer has set up like this setup with ChatGPT so that people put in prompts for certain types of shows, and it'll generate a script, and then it'll use, I guess, DALL-E or whatever it is to like generate images for it. It is some of the most surreal, like, madness. It is very fun to just see the craziness that comes up as a result of it. Again, I was off a little bit in terms of the timing. So unfortunately, they've locked the requests, but it's still good fun to watch this stuff. So I do encourage you all to hang around for a little bit. I'm actually going to queue up one of the ones that I made to give you an idea of how silly it gets. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. If Book of Hours gets fixed over the weekend, I will try to do a makeup stream. Otherwise, I will see you all on Monday for either Against the Storm or Old World, or Book of Hours, again, depending on the state of the game. Have a good evening. We'll see you later. Bye.